stop and stare at it too. So pretty. Oh,
Woo! I love Sailor Mercury.
she's so cute.
Me.
So you're saying about transaction?
The like there's a whole like science behind like sex that people mostly don't think about, and it can be painfully obvious at times when you're reading or watching something. If you know something about the subject, it kind of stands out with a sore thumb when people understand it and when they don't. So it's and some of the things I've seen that have inspired me are like I was saying, like Sexy Losers. Most recently, the show called B Gotta HK, or Yamada's First Time in America. That's the American name, Yamada's First Time.
Mm-hmm.
That's an awesome anime and 4-panel manga, or 4-panel comic that came out for a long time.
Yeah, I remember that mentioned a few weeks back. Came out his first time.
Yeah.
Just a lot of other things that are about me. Like I grew up in a really small town that's like really it's not so much anymore, but it used to be like very much like prudish almost. Like nobody really talked about sex. When I was a kid, it just wasn't anything that ever really got brought up, and it was just really just kind of like I had to read like so it was a lot of things like that were kind of like just not really talked about. Nowadays, it's a lot different in town in my city though. I live outside of Boston.
Mm.
I work in Boston, but I live outside of there. I love reading, and I love watching like horror movies. My favorite horror movie is about a transgender serial killer named and you may have even seen it. It's called Sleepaway Camp.
No, I don't think I've seen that. I don't usually watch those kind of movies.
Oh, you gotta watch this kind of movie.
Yeah, the most like I don't know what you call it. How would you describe those kind of movies?
What kind of movie?
Like I guess psycho thriller. I guess they kind of be.
Oh, it's more that one in particular is more of a slasher.
More of a slasher. Yeah, that's even less on my movie watching list.
Well, you just remember that dumb teenagers are the world's most renewable resource.
That's so true.
It's really what you got to just say to yourself while watching some of these movies. And some of them can be like really bad, but I enjoy them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like my favorite books are the Twilight series, as you probably know. I have literally a life-size cardboard cutout of Robert Pattinson, and I got like all the Twilight dolls. I got like all Twilight books, Twilight graphic novels. I got every.
Oh, did they actually complete the graphic novel series? I remember when that first started coming out.
They made a volume 2, and I haven't heard anything else about that. So they probably stopped, most likely.
Oh. Well, guess that kind of sucks for them.
I mean, they may come out with more. I haven't really looked into it lately, but the last one I saw was volume 2, and I had to get that off of the publisher's webpage. So I don't think they're selling that great.
I see.
The
So what's the goal with transaction?
Well, the goal of transaction is to there's the basic goal, which is to if I get enough when I get enough issues out, I'm going to I may actually advertise it as an interactive webcomic where artists can come and draw their own comics and post them under a transaction theme, more or less. It's more or less like a open format kind of thing where I would like as many people as possible because for one I'm not that great at drawing, and for two I would love other people to just contribute as much as possible.
Right.
And the more people contribute, obviously, the more people would come to the site, turn the site around, and that's the main goal. And then there's a couple of other goals that if I could get across, it'd be awesome too. Like there's a lot of misconceptions about transgenders people, even in the transgender community. There's misconceptions. For one, people, because I'm not a transitioning meaning taking a steroid or getting surgery or planning on getting surgery. Some people think I'm not real transgender, but I would say that I'm not as much. It's kind of like a spectrum. Like you can be on like a really, really critical transgender person where you have to get surgery or else you'd kill yourself, and then you can be a or you could be on the other end of the spectrum, and there's there would be probably me around that end, which is facing really. I face a lot of depression over the. I know it's a downer, but I face a lot of depression and other stuff over the transgender, but it's nowhere near as bad as some people's. Everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
So some people like me, I don't transition because for me it wouldn't be worth it. It'd be too much work, too much money, and it wouldn't. I honestly don't think it would make me feel any better. I saw this. There's this anime actually, Kashimashi. Where what?
Read that, watched that.
What's it about?
Oh, you actually saw that?
Yeah, in fact, that's because I was looking up animes at the time, and they just happened to recommend that one, and I found it on YouTube. This is back before like I actually had like high speed internet, so it would take me like sometimes like half an hour to an hour to load a segment of an episode. But yeah, I watched it. I watched the anime as it was coming out, and then eventually I went on to read the manga of it. But yeah, you can go on about it. Yeah.
Well, essentially, it's an alien comes to Earth and accidentally takes up this very feminine male and screws up and accidentally turns him into a female, to which they then put him back on Earth and say, my bad, and then the alien ship takes off, pretty much, and so...
Yeah.
So what ends up happening is, but the thing is with that is, and it's kind of like would be my situation too, is that he doesn't really have that much of a conflict. The conflict is within the characters around him, but he doesn't really seem to care whether or not he's a female or a male because he was so feminine in the first place.
He seems to transition into becoming a female really well. There's there's still I guess a lot of concepts of decency he still doesn't quite get, as you know, like the brassiere thing and about the whole bathing with your father.
Yeah.
Those are...
But the characters around him have like the most difficulty adjusting because there's this one girl that liked him when he was a male, but is now confused now that he's a female, whether or not she's a lesbian. It's kind of an interesting situation, but
Any personal experiences yourself? Do you know Matt Z? Do you remember Matt Z at all?
Yeah.
Because I think did he go through the full transition?
Yeah, his new screen name when he comes on is RS-32 Blackchild.
Yeah, I remember that.
And he went through. From what he told me, he went through a very he's been going through the steroid transition. Yes.
And did he happen to ask you for like advice or anything like that?
He talked to me about it. But I mean, I know about it, and I've talked to a lot of like transgender people that are going through the transition, and I've actually known a few people that have gone through it and then decided to detransition.
Mm-hmm.
And when you detransition, this is one of the reasons why I would like say stuff like I don't really like other transgenders that much, because there's this whole like kind of like almost like cred kind of thing. Like if you detransition, you're like turning your back on the community or something, or like these. It's not really it's kind of frowned upon. like they want everybody to transition or be in the process. But
you would think they'd be much more open-minded about that.
A lot of them are, but you'd be surprised. I mean, a lot of them are, but there's like a lot of them that really kind of feel like it downplays their own like. I mean, it kind of like downplays their own like I guess their own like courage or something when they see somebody else that they thought was transgender. I mean, they could still be transgender, but they wouldn't be transitioning.
Right.
Or they may just decide to not be transgender.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's one of those things that can change. It's not. I mean, unless you get the surgery, and then you can't change. And there's quite a lot of people that I mean, it's not a ton of people, but there are a lot of people that get the surgery and either find out it's not what they wanted because it really only is superficial.
Mhm.
It's only